we have to insert ourselves
Yes.
and we have to feel okay. People are afraid of their own children now.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be afraid
Right.
to step in and assert yourself across the board, and they need it. Children love boundaries. They
Humans
need
like
boundaries.
that. Yeah. Humans like them.
It's
We
no
like them
different for
now.
humans, exactly.
We like them at 60, adults, grown-ups.
A lot of people say, if I'm talking to somebody, they might say, well, my kid won't let me. And I'm like,
That's
that is what we
insanity.
have to reflect on.
That's insane. Literally, that's actually insane.
In terms of what happened, there's this pendulum. You use the word pendulum, and it swings back and forth. And when you get some distance, you can see that.
Correct.
That, years ago, we had this like self-esteem obsession. And again, the participation trophies and the fear of losing, the fear of letting a child lose when that's exactly what they need to learn.
That's because people
like,
didn't understand self-esteem.
right. And now I
Fake
feel like
self-esteem killed us.
fake. Yeah. It's so damaging to kids.
Self-esteem only comes from actually losing. We really reversed it. You're absolutely right.
And figuring out how to get up again and try again.
Resilience.
We just missed the boat on resilience. But by the way, the research didn't. It was just like how, for some reason,
Well, it became a new social norms, right?
and then you feel like I'm the bad parent.
We're also more in our kids' shit than ever.
Yes.
Like the other reason a lot of this has happened is parents of our parents put us all in the same boat. They just weren't in collectively, not your parents. I don't know your parents. Like all I know is that in 1982, when I was 7 years old, I went outside from 9 a.m. to noon, walked back in, ate lunch, left at 12:07 because I ate fast, and came home at 5:30. And my mother had no clue where the fuck I was. She knew I was in the general area. But I was 7.
Of course, if she was worried about you, though, presumably she would set a boundary.
Of course.
Yeah.
But now you have 23-year-old kids walking around Earth who are being monitored by their parents.
I know.
Can we please talk about this?
Yes.
What is this, Life 360?
Yes,
This is the worst thing that has ever happened.
It's
there
not
are
great.
21-year-olds walking around being monitored by their parents. It's so fucked up. I can't take this. Is the worst thing that has ever happened.
I do think that it's a huge problem, and I think it's
Holy
very
fuck! It's
I
right,
agree.
and it's exploding.
You're just a little more passionate.
I'm very scared. These are when you teach your child that they are incapable.
They are incapable because
They're not incapable.
No, I'm saying you nail it in.
Well,
But ready
them.
for this? Even if they were raised the most incapable, once you actually create merit, they start to learn to become capable.
Yes,
100%.
their competence grows confidence. You're not going to just be told you're awesome
Can
and
you
then
please
do
talk
it.
about this fucking 360 thing? It's scaring
yes.
the shit out of me.
I
there are
agree
literally
with you.
23-year-olds in Manhattan right now walking around, and their fucking 50-year-old parents know where they are.
Well, I think a bigger thing is reminding parents that they don't need to know where even their 14-year-old doesn't need to be on Life 360. By the way, some 14-year-olds want to be, and they're like, can you, here, it's easier for me if you know where I am. But I'll tell you, like, my daughter has a school trip coming up, and they don't want the kids to have phones, and I'm so thrilled,
Pumped.
right? Like, great, they're going away for a week. At least half the parents want to give, they kind of want to cheat the system and give the phone, like a kid, a fake phone to give to the school so they can keep their phones because they're like, I need to know exactly where they are. So what kind of a world is it to live in if your parents are telling you, if the message is, I don't feel like you're safe, how the hell would you feel safe? So I think that is a huge problem, but I understand it. Like, I
understand everything.
Right? Like,
no, honestly, real talk, as like luck of the draw of DNA, everything's understandable to me. That doesn't mean it's right.
No, we have
this
to
concept of like, this is how I feel, it's thus right.
Well, you're not empowering and you're not trusting. And
so
so you set up this cycle
It's so
that
fucked up.
is so
No,
damaging.
but you're right. But I think if that is an easy one to let go of, which is just, I'm not surveilling you all the time. And by the way, if I can't reach you, let's figure out what you can do to figure out how to,
Problem solve.
or how to problem
This
solve.
also goes into like, there's 27-year-olds who are on the payroll for no reason. I'm not talking about helping your kid in dire situations. I'm talking about like kids are on the fucking payroll.
Yeah,
And and then here's where parents drive me crazy. Because I get a lot of parents that are successful asking me to help their kids get a job here, and I'm always flattered and I'm pumped about it. But like when they talk out of both sides of their mouth, it drives me crazy. They're like, yo, my kid, like, fuck, man, like, just can't get his shit together. I'm like, what, tell me? They're like 31. I'm like, okay. I'm like, let's keep going. I'm like, and then like, I go right to it because I know what the 5 to 15 cliche things are. I understand them all. You know, of course I don't, but there's many things I've seen, observing, reading comments for the last 15 years at scale in my DMs. I'm like, well, what's going on? And very quickly, I want to go to like, what is the financial relationship between you and a 31-year-old man that is your son? And when you really go there and they're paying for things, the extremes of wealthy parents, like literally buying homes for their children and shit, like no shit, they're not capable. Like you're paying for their life.
No,
and then kids on the other side talking shit and being mad at their parents, you know, at 27, like getting in my business, I'm like, get off the payroll.
Right.
You want your parents, hey, 22-year-olds that are listening right now and older, you want your parents to carry less weight about your life? Get off the fucking payroll.
Well, by the way, the Life 360 on the phone that might be paid for by the parent is part of the issue.
And the Uber and the fucking Equinox membership and like the whole thing is like, we are fucking we're the Roman Empire and we're an empire. We've had too much prosperity for too long and people are fucking, man, it's really challenging. Like, right, I'm really please.
Well, what can you do? What can you do? You can teach your kid. Like what worries me is I'm not at Life 360 yet. My kids are younger, but like these kids, 20-year-olds walking around who don't know how to do their laundry. The proudest moment. So one of the proudest moments of me as a parent is teaching my 14-year-old how to fry an egg. He's never going to go hungry. He's never going to depend on someone to cook for him. He's going to know how to cook. He's going to know how to do his laundry. That's where it starts. Like the little things, teach a 5-year-old to be capable, teach a 12-year-old to be capable. There are ways you can do this so you don't end up with hopefully.
Jobs, like the amount of kids that don't have jobs anymore, 14, 15, 16, 17. Like, it's just like, there's so many things that have layered on.
I mean, I think it's, you need autonomy and you need a parent to be autonomy supportive. And so if kids can do something, let them do it for themselves. I mean, that's the beginning of it. It's teaching the skills. I think the pandemic actually should have helped a little because people were too tired to do as much around the house. And so you needed to enlist your kids to deal and clean up after themselves a little bit. And like, I think we were on, in some ways, a path.
But I think if I may.
Please.
I think we look at little proxies and then like look the other way on big proxies. It's funny that we brought up the egg and the laundry. I hear that so much from the parents who have the Life 360 and pay for their life.
No, but you're right.
So they're like, there's like little things and big things. And so we like, yay, they can do their laundry, but I'm literally paying for their lives. Like I really I believe what we've done for 30 years, I'd love to get all three of your perspectives. My belief is we've done one big game of showing them that we don't think they can.
Well, I think Life 360 is showing that we don't think you can.
That's correct. And I think 8th place trophies was showing them that we don't think they can. And I believe paying for everything has showed them that, I think this has been one big game of parents, all well-intended.
Of course it's well-intended.
Always well-intended. Of course, there's people who have mental health issues and alcoholism, but we're talking in net. Even then, I agree with you. It's in their soul. Yeah. It's why kids that come up from very bad situations with parents still seek them out later. It's the most amazing, literally, look at us, look at the goosebumps. It is the relationship. It's the only thing that matters. I believe in it the most, but we have had 30 years of incredible, well-intended, I fully agree with you. There was some stat I saw 7 or 8 years ago of more parenting books made in like a 10-year window at the time. It was going back, right? I know. I'm writing one too, don't worry. Literally though, more parenting books written from like 1990 to 2000 than were in the history of time prior.
Wow.
So yes, I believe that. I fully am a buyer of that as well. But I believe the punchline in its pure simplicity is that enormous amounts of very good behavior, all pointing to the same core thing that kids are always watching. They've all been told, we do not think you're capable.
Yeah.